I nominate Mike Schneider to be clerk this evening, Mr. Chair.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? May we have the roll call?
Mr. Chairman, Selectman Begley, Selectman Schneider, and Selectman Cruz are present. Selectman Winslow and Selectman Holmes are absent. Also present is the Town Administrator, Mark Andrews.
Thank you. Are there any announcements?
Yes, we have two announcements, Mr. Chairman. The first one is a fundraiser, Dining for a Cause, at the 99 Restaurant tomorrow, Wednesday, June 1st, from 1 to 9 p.m. For the Friends of the Wareham's Free Elderly. 15% of the proceeds of all checks will go to the Friends. Oh, you're going to come up, Larry? Yeah. Okay, great. Mr. Gaines. I guess that's it for announcements, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Citizen participation?
Here?
Yeah. No, come on
not
up.
here. Drag up the chair.
Sit next to Carol.
She's going to sit here and...
Over there?
You can still sit next to me, Larry.
Here. You know, very comfy and cozy.
Just give Larry the microphone, please.
Thank you. I'm here just to talk about the event. It's our biggest event of the year so far. There's another one we're planning later, but it's basically tomorrow at the 99 House. The hours are, you can start at 12:30, as long as you pay your check after 1, until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. We will have all the coupons, I don't know whether you can see this or not, there. So don't worry about whether you have a coupon. We'll have signs up, ask for a coupon, order whatever you want, have coffee, have a full meal. They will give us 15% of the total bill. So we would appreciate your attendance and your support, and all of this money that we're raising for this is going to contribute to a freezer combination refrigerator that we're going to donate to the Council on Aging to balance the nutrition department's pantry. Right now they're just getting canned and dry goods, and this will give them frozen meats, vegetables, and protein, things that you just can't get out of the can. And the cans, we all know they're loaded with salt. So if every week somebody's coming and getting canned, they're really in an unbalanced diet. So this will make it a healthy nutritional program from the Council on Aging. And thank you for your support. And have a good weekend. See you all.
Thank you. They had one earlier this year that was real nice. There was quite a few people who went, so I hope everybody can get out there between hours of 9 and 1 p.m.
Mr. Chairman, I think we have one more announcement.
Okay.
The Friends of the Wareham Elderly are also sponsoring a fish fry on June 17th, followed by music with dynamic local musicians at 8 p.m. for dance and fun. Cape Verdean country music.
Cape Verdean country, American. It's a really lovely mix of music for entertainment and dancing. And the fish fry is part of the Health Club. That's their opening. After at 8 o'clock, we will start our thing.
And we'll be treated with music from Carl Bissonette on guitar and vocals, and Jimmy Brito, keyboard and singer. If you wish to stay after the dinner, the cost is $6 each to be paid to the Friends of Wareham's Elderly, paid before the dance and dinner, please. Price at the door is $9 each, starting at 8 p.m. The bar will be open and free snacks available. And please call 508-295-7595 for more information.
What was that date again?
That would be June 17th, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any bills?
No bills.
License and permits, none.
Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much. I wanted to give the Board of Selectmen an update, the listening audience an update relative to a very important position that we're moving on, the Director of Assessment for the Assessors Department on Tuesday, May 24th. I conferred with Chairman of the Board of Assessors, Steve Curry, and Mr. Andy Williams from our Building Department, our Building Inspector, to review and to give me a progress report. They have done that. They've finalized their interviews, and they'll be sending up to me at least 2 names from their interview records for the Director of Assessment. I did emphasize the urgency of filling this important position indicated in the recommendations that would be forthcoming to the board. And I'll be working through you, Mr. Chairman, Selectman Snyder, to interview on the Phase 2 part of this process this coming Thursday. I hope to wrap this up by the end of the week and to get to the board a recommendation for the Director of Assessment. One important part there is that this is the first step in filling the Director's position. The second would be to fill the Assistant position to the Director, but getting that individual's input is important throughout that process. The second area I wanted to update the board is that I've authorized an offer to Joe Salina Scott, who was selected by a librarian and an interview group, Denise Menderos, for Library Assistant 2. I'd like to staff this position, and that recommendation will be coming forward as she has accepted the offer, and I'll put that in writing and carbon copy the Board of Selectmen. Item B, if I could move on, just wanted to give the board and the listening audience an update on our street sweeping schedule. We have done over 100 streets, some longer than others. Attaches a copy of the street sweeping schedule from Mr. Gifford from our Municipal Maintenance Department, and also filled in dozens and dozens of potholes throughout town, some larger than others. I know Mr. Chairman pointed one out to me in front of the police station, which I believe we've got a handle on. So just wanted to keep the board updated on that, really the programs that go back to the beginning part of spring, and provide you with that update in your packet. Item C, if I could, we have received a grant. The Wareham Police Department has received a grant in the amount of $2,800 to conduct click-it or ticket operations in town. The first will be a seatbelt enforcement program, as I've indicated, and the second will be for drunk driving enforcement. And I want to thank the entire police crew for working on this, including our Administrative Division Commander, Lieutenant John Walchuk, who prepared and submitted the grant application for funding. Status reports on ongoing issues and projects. I wanted to update the board. We are and have been in contact with Mr. Peter Ferry on continuing Cranberry Commons Task Force operations. And we are still working on, I'm very delighted to inform the board that through the efforts of Barbara Sullivan from the Boys and Girls Club and our Workforce Investment Board, we will be receiving funding, from what I understand, for youth at the Boys and Girls Club. That was in some jeopardy due to federal cutbacks and some state curtailment of dollars that would otherwise have come to Wareham. And I'll get the exact numbers on that and report back to the board at next meeting. On business certificates, I know Mary Ann Silver and Miles have been working on the business certificate compliance program, which includes additional software. Our land donation review task force is still working, as I indicated, with one bank-owned property that potentially could come to the town depending upon some environmental testing. On the governor's budget submission, the Senate, as you know, have concluded their work. I talked with Senator Pacheco over the weekend, and he had indicated to me that there were modest increases in certain areas, including the circuit breaker program for school districts and other programs. But the most important piece is that our local aid estimates in our budget have remained firm, and now it's up to a conference committee, Mr. Chairman, 3 members of the House, 3 members of the Senate, to come together to hammer out the details, and I'll be in touch with not only Senator Pacheco but with Representative Gifford on the overall budget as it takes final form. I know Mr. Gifford, and I'll get you more details, is working on the Deacon School safety issues, and I know we've made progress on that, including some of the items that came up during citizens' participation back in the late winter, early spring. And I know individual members have also been working on cooperation and update. Together, we will work as one unit, and whatever I can do to support that, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to do that. That's my report for tonight. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions from the board? No, we'll move right on to any town business. I think, Mr. Clerk, we have two things that we need to discuss on town meeting floor tonight. Is that about that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I believe that the Board of Selectmen still has not voted on Article 26 or Article 28 of the town meeting warrant. And I would suggest that we have a discussion on voting on those two items. Currently, they were put on hold by the Board of Selectmen.
Okay, we'll do number 6. They were put on hold prior to, so right now I think we can, so you want to read that as well and then take a vote?
Mr. Chair, I have that we voted on this. And it was 5-0-0.
Okay, that was it. Okay, mistake on that one, we did vote on that. The next one is number 28. 302.
And that was which one?
28.
Is that it on the warrant?
Any no sewer business, Mr. Chairman?
Nothing,
No.
no. Mr. Andrews, do we have any? All set. All set.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
It should still be on.
Josh, just to pass this one
Testing.
We'll just switch them. That's fine. Yeah, no need to take up time. Work on that later. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Really quickly, yesterday I had the honor and the privilege of attending the Memorial Day ceremony here at, actually over at Town Hall. There were a number of people that came out, and that was really nice to see. Mr. Newman, Mr. Jim Newman, who's the chairperson of the Veterans Council, I believe, had announced yesterday that they are looking for volunteers, the folks that put together these celebrations, the parades, and the wreath laying are aging, and they're not able to always keep up with everything that needs to be done. But it is important that these traditions stay within our community. So if you are out there listening and you're interested in serving in that capacity, I don't know the telephone number for the Veterans Council, but you could probably call Town Hall and get that information. And along those lines, the Board of Selectmen is trying to identify the soldiers who returned recently from Afghanistan. It's my understanding that some may desire to remain confidential or anonymous. That's fine. But if you are one of those soldiers, would you please contact the Selectman's office? We will not publicly release your name if you do not want us to, but we are trying to find you. Thank you.
And on the same token, if we have veterans out there, they can get in touch with the local VFW, because it is dwindling when you go down to the parade route. And I know we have quite a few veterans around, because I've seen quite a few, and I was out of town this weekend, but I know on the next one we need to get together and show our support for each other and for the country. Any-
Mr. Chairman, the next item on the agenda is the adjournment. There's no other business.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
That was a record.
Thank you very much. And we'll see you
At town meeting. We'll see you in the auditorium. I know, wouldn't that be nice? Oh, the packet went down for signatures. It's around here somewhere. Did you sign in yet?
Okay, what? No.
Rush to get here.